Robert Drury back again on my quest to get to 2200. Been playing some 10-minute games, and I am currently down to 2106. And I am going to try to play a 15-minute game with 10-second increments, but I'm having a hard time finding an opponent. And I'll give it a few minutes. And I may end up having to play a 10-minute game. Okay. Well, tell you what, maybe we'll go with a 10-minute game. Tell you what, we'll give it one more quick try, then maybe we'll go with a 10-minute game. All right, can't find a 15-minute game. Let's do a 10. And of course we get one of those right away. And let's see, he plays E4. We will play B6, which is the start of one's defense. Bishop will come out. And let's bring my pawn up. He gets a little misplaced sometimes, I believe, when he brings his bishop over here. And we will put our E3 pawn and stop anything that's coming this direction. All right, knight comes out. And now, okay, let's push. And what's he gonna do? Castles. Let's bring my knight out. And all right, let's do this. And oh my gracious. And let's see, that's not exactly what I wanted. And where are you going? Oh my goodness. All right, let's drop back here. If he wants to come in here, we will come up here. And we may even come around here. Okay, what is... Okay. Let's do this. And we will do this. And we will get the queens off the board. And now, what do we have going on? Let's come here. And let's do this. And he is going to give me a lot of trouble. All right, let's do this. Yeah, I figured that was coming. And let's go here. He's going to push down the board and cause me all kinds of grief. All right, let's go here. He comes here. We drop down. Oh, no. All right, what do we got? I'm up to, I take, he takes, and I take. Okay, I may not have any choice. Give some. I have to give some stuff back in order to. And now I can take here. Oh no no no! All right, what are we gonna do? Let's do this. Let's do this. And now I'm threatening this. He takes. Let's do this. Let's do this. And let's do this. Threatening here. Coming in here. He can't take here. Take. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. All right. It's going to come in there. Okay, let's drop. Man. I'll come here. All right, let's do here. He takes. I'm going to come here. He's thinking about it. No, no, no. Let's go here. And I will come here and cut these shenanigans off. How about I do this? No, he takes. What am I talking about? I'm going to do this. He takes. All right, let's do this. And he's got to move back. All right, now we will do this. And he comes, oh, look what he just did. All right, let's give him a check. And let's do this. Let's do this. And shoot. Boom, 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 boom. All right, let's see. What do we do? Let's do this. Come in here. He takes. I'm going to take. Takes. Not a problem. Let's go here. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. All right, so I'm going to go here for check. He's got to come here, then I'm going to come here for discover, then take the rook. All right, so is that? Oh, no, he can come here. Oh, no. What do I do here? All right, I can't do that. He had this. I missed that. Darn. Here, then he had that. Ah. Okay. Let's do here. Okay, I missed the. Thought I had a. Thought I could win this rook a minute ago, but I missed a move. All right, let's see. Where's he going to go? He's going to come here. We are going to go right here. And what we're doing is we are keeping his rook out of the game. Okay. Let's go here. And we are also keeping this. We boom, boom, boom. All right, let's do this. All right, let's go here. If he goes here, we push. If he comes here, we push. We push regardless of what he does. No, we don't. Son of a gun. Yes, we do. We push anyway. We push anyway. If he takes, all right, if he takes, I'm taking, let's see, if he takes, man, all right, let's do this. And let's do this. And he could come here. Okay, we push. We come in here. We give a check. And we come here. And we drop. Hold on a second. What did we do? All right, let's go here. And what's he going to do? Okay. And we are going to start pushing the other pawn here in a moment. And there's the other pawn push. All right, I'm going to run out of time. I don't like the way this is going. I don't like the way this is going. There we go. Okay. Got a little tight on time there at the end, but I got the win. Let's do a quick analysis or a game review, and then we'll go over the game. All right, 85.3. I did have one move was considered brilliant. Usually, it's a lot of times it's basic tactics that they will
opening with the king's pawn
show a
controls
brilliant
the center.
move. But let's take a look.
You found the right idea by sacrificing your knight. This threatens to tactically win a knight. Yeah, this is the. I can't remember what was I doing. I was going to come here. Okay, well, when I was in the game, okay, what I saw was if I take here, he takes back, and now I can free my position up because these two pawns become very weak. So basically, he takes. You found the right idea by
and he takes back, and now.
Good job. That's what I would have played too.
In the knight, these pawns are all weak, and my pieces can get freed up. But anyway, let's go back and take a look at the actual game. All right, Owen's defense is b6, and when he brings the bishop out over here, a lot of times it's misplaced. Now he's hitting here, he's planning on bringing a knight here, and just sacrificing. So, bring my bishop up, he brings the knight, and here I probably should have played e6 first. I don't. I play d6, and now, I mean, it could get a little dicey. He could take here.
come in with a check, and it gets can get a little dicey if he decides to sack. All right, so I'll go ahead and we're blocking, and now I play the knight because, all right, so here, if I play my pawn up first, he can just bring his bishop down, and then if I block, his bishop comes in here, and it just gets messy. So I bring the knight, and he pushed his pawn, and now the engine says e takes. I prefer just to lock the position. Castles, I bring my knight over, and now he brings his knight down, and this gets, he ends up sacking, and it gets tight in here. I take, and he brings his pawn down, and I got to get my king out of the way, and he brings his queen. So his queen comes, and the engine actually says rook to h7. That's just an odd looking move. Bishop to c8. It likes that too. I played bishop to c8, and he brings his queen down. Okay, my king up. Now my king's going up, hiding in the corner, and he pushes his pawn. So now I can get the queens off the board, and my position becomes just a little bit safer. Now he's got a big bind on me. He's got my pieces all cramped. Bring my knight up. I'm going to hit here. I'm going to hit here. I plan on maybe pushing here, pushing, and if I can get this push in, I can get this knight away from this pawn. Okay, he brings this bishop back. I push my a pawn, and actually the engine here says push the c pawn. Just go ahead, push the c pawn, and break up these pawns here. It's not what I did. I pushed the a pawn. I'm thinking I'll push, then push, and he comes with his h pawn, and here comes my b pawn. Now he pushes his g pawn. I takes back, and now my knight to d7. And technically I've got a little bit better. The engine slightly favors me, simply because I've got an extra piece. He moves his king out, making room for his rook. And I bring my knight up, and I'm thinking, all right, now if I can get this push in, then I can hit here. And he says, no sirree. He pushes the b pawn. So now I'm thinking, all right, I've got to do something. I can't, if I drop back, my position is getting very cramped. So I took the pawn because I was already up. A piece in exchange for 2 pawns. And I thought, well, I'd give the piece back. And in doing so, I am going to weaken his pawns. And now he's got some major pawn weaknesses. And now I can free my pieces up. The bishop's got some scope, or the knight's got some scope. Pawn can move up, bishop out. This is getting hit. All right, so he brings his knight around, and I push my pawn in order to check the bit or protect the bishop, and that was like 3rd on the list. He moves his rook over, king's over. All right, we just take some pieces off the board, and now my knight takes the pawn. He gives a check. I come up, and he moves his bishop out of the way, and I should have just went bishop d7, because then I could have taken here. I mean, I take here. He takes back, and I got to defend first. I take, he takes, and I defend. He brings, all right, now he's attacking this with the bishop and the rook, so I have to defend. I figured if he was going to take here, I would just bring my rook over, then you have to come back, and then I can just kind of push him out with my pawns. But he brings his bishop over. Now then it says king to f7.
If he comes here, then I can just come here. Comes here. I don't know. It just didn't look good for me. I brought my rook over to defend the pawn this week. Bring my knight around. If he wants to take, I'll take back. I'll be happy with that. And he drops this rook back. Now my bishop is hitting this, and now he's got some pieces he has to defend. He's going to defend it that way, and I come in here for check. He drops down, and I push, and he moves this piece back. And here, slight inaccuracy because now he's pinned my piece. Pins the piece, and I just play the pawn up. If he was to take, I would defend with the bishop, and I'd be fine. Bring my rook over. He takes. There we go. I'm defending with the bishop. And now he's attacking these pawns, but I'm going to make him move first. And here we go. In here, I have a bit of an advantage. And here's where I was thinking, I could come here. And if he goes here, I could drop out. But then I'm like, wait a second, he just got this. He just has that move. All right, so I bring my rook back just to protect, and that just doesn't do anything. The engine actually says, goes rook to g3, rook to g3, king to f4, rook to f. All right, so the engine says, hold on a second. The engine says rook g3, king to f4, rook to f3, back, king goes back to g4, and rook goes to f5. I just didn't like that. Oh, wait a second. I had that defended. Had it defended. All right. Well, anyway, bring my rook back. All right, and he brings his rook over, and now I'm going to just start pushing my pawns. And here we go. And it gets really sloppy here. I'm up basically one pawn and having a rough time trying to push it through. He could have just taken it. I miscalculated. He could have just taken. I was thinking, well, I'll just take here. The problem is he's got this rook move. He's got the rook move. Now I can come rook here and take. It ends up being even, but he took instead. And I take, and he drops back, and now my bishop comes out, and he should be able to hold the draw here, but he makes that move, and now I can win the other pawn, and I'm up 2 pawns. Even though it's opposite colored bishops, he's going to have a hard time here. Okay, and I start pushing my other pawn, and bring my rook over, or my king over, just to keep any check or any check out of there. And here he made a mistake, because now I give him a check and come back and win his other rook. All right, with that, I will see you on the next video, and I'm up to 2114.